Age of Empires 3, How to Play. So this is a real-time strategy game. It is similar to other real-time strategy games like Rise of Nations and Stronghold Crusader. So the way that you play is you're going to build some buildings, and you are going to generate a population of people. You're going to research technology, and you're going to gather resources such as food, wood, and gold. So one way that you gather resources is you find a resource on the map. For example, we have a berry bush over here, we have trees, we have a food source, which is a wild animal. And over here we have what's called a treasure. We have a silver mine. Oh, this is actually a salt mine, which is used for getting gold. And then there's trading posts. There is fishing. Over here we have a gold mine. So the way you do that is you take the person, use the right mouse button, you select him with the left, and then when it changes the icon, you click with the right mouse button, and he will go and collect resources. They don't have to bring it to a building. They just keep collecting constantly, and the resources do eventually run out. To build a building, you would take a person, such as this one here. I'm going to go to this guy over here. You pick the person, you pick the building you want to build, and you go like that, and he'll start working on it. And over here, you see how it has the number 1? Oh, yeah, I was going here to show that these buildings were under construction, and that person just completed it. So you notice when I highlight on the mill, it shows that the icon changes from the arrow to a piece of food. That means that this person can work at the mill. And there's another person idle, and he's going to go work at the berry bush. In this particular game, I have built a wall around the enemy. This is the enemy's last building. These are his last people. And I built a wall around his building, and I built some towers so he can't move around. And you can build some people to fight with. I am going to do so here. I'm going to click on the wild dogs or the wolves. And I'm going to drop them off where the flags are. You have to wait until all of them, all 5, are researched before they come out. They'll come out as a group of 5. While we're waiting, you see over here it says 31. You can go over here and click on a card. I already used all the cards, but they'll give you things such as resources or soldiers or buildings. You gain experience using the train. You go over here and you can click on the experience to gain experience in order to get your cards faster. So you see we've got the wolves. I'm going to left click on the wolves, and I'm going to right click over here, and they're going to go to the enemy territory, and they're going to engage in combat with the enemy over here. There's no way to speed up the game, so you just have to wait until they get there. The enemy should win this battle. The wolves are okay, and they're good for distracting the enemy, but they're not that effective in terms of fighting. I'm surprised this guy made it that far without my towers firing at him. You want to go in with everyone at the same time. For example, I could take this building, put the arrow over here, and it will just be a constant battle. I'll just keep making wolves. You see he's got some farm animals. These are my farm animals over here. And you take this building, create some people. And once they are produced, you can go and you see how the icon changed when I went on the sheep. And then you can click on it, and that person will go and take care of the sheep, turn it into food. I can show you the graphic of what happens when they turn them into food. You see, I selected the sheep, and I can walk the sheep, which means you can use it to scout the map. So it does have some benefits. If you want to create a soldier, you go over here. Unfortunately, I don't have room for any soldiers. I'd have to give up some of these cannons, and the reason why is because the cannons use a lot of space. Each person occupies a section of a house, and same with the military. So the cannon might occupy a lot of spaces in the house, which means I can have few cannons. I have no room for soldiers, but this guy, they're going to take him out. And once he's taken out, the number over here where it says 200/200 will make room for a soldier that I can put in the game. The enemy has a lot of resources. They're all in this building. Now you should see my availability go down. You see my tower is firing at the enemy. Okay, so it didn't go down. But it did let me build some people. Okay, the reason why is because this is a native trading post. They don't occupy houses. There's no icon for occupying a house. Over here, you see it says cost 120 food, 80 gold, population 2. Over here, it says cost 90 food, 55 wood, no population. There's a build limit 19 out of 28. And they'll keep going over here. Looks like they're fighting my wall. It won't matter because I'm too strong for them. You can see my towers are shooting at them. And my horses are going to go in and fight them. So basically, you're going to build, I'm going to show you houses, market, food, the dock, the outpost, trading post, a wall, bank, church, barracks, and then you've got the estate and a few other buildings. So you're going to build all your buildings over here. He's not going to be able to defeat me because he has no way to generate income. In fact, he doesn't have any buildings to make cavalry or cannons or anything like that. He's only got what his town center can make because I've basically wiped him out. The way I wiped him out was by using my cannons, these cannons over here, and I went like this, and I target the building. You see how it turns to a sword, and then I went in and I wiped out all of his buildings while he was too busy with something else unimportant. He was attacking my wall. He was actually burning down all these buildings, but I let him burn them down so that I could just continue destroying his buildings. To find an idle person, you click on the number over here, and you find them some work to do. I'm going to make them chop the tree down. You can make a boat. I'm going to find a war vessel. And then I'm going to have him defeat this enemy vessel over here. Because they're out of range of my land army. Guess it's going to take a while for him. So if I click on number 8, it's going to go to everyone that's collecting food. If I click on the one for the wood, it goes to the people collecting wood. This is going to be the people earning cash. And these are the people that are idle. He just dropped off some wood over here. I'm low on wood, so I asked the trading post to collect wood. So the vessel is 3/4 done. In most games, you're not going to need a vessel, but there can be advantages because they can go after a land army, and the land army is going to have a little bit of difficulty attacking them. They've got a lot of hit points. They've got good firepower, but you're going to have to get them near the water in order to use them, and it doesn't impact your housing space. So the enemy has surrendered, but I don't accept his surrender because I need to make more videos. It looks like I'm not attacking him for some reason. Oh, he is attacking. And you can make fishing boats. I'm going to attack this one over here. If you protect your trading post, you get a lot of resources. And if you get these trading posts, you can do things like create wolves and create some warriors that don't use housing space. So you see I've won the game. We're going to look at the post game. Says here he has more resources than I do. You can look at some stats. Unfortunately, I don't see any graphs. So as you can see, he's the purple. This is the point where I started destroying him. He was wasting his time going after my buildings, and I just went with a bunch of cannons and just started knocking him out, and then he never recovered. And that was on the hard difficulty. So that's how you play the game. If you have any questions or comments, please post below.